operation principle. Yeah, before I have explained, but I think it is more detailed lah, how to operate this chiller or district cooling system. Yeah, now so look at our slide. Yeah, now so in here, yeah, it is part of the components of chiller or district cooling system. Yeah, before I have explained that the main component consists of the first it is evaporator. Yeah, and then there is a pump near this evaporator. We can call here, yeah, it is chilled water pump. Yeah, water pumps. Okay, and then here we have condenser. Yeah, condenser here, and then one pump is near condenser. This one we can call condenser pump. Yeah, pump. Again, yeah, I explain. Yeah, following these sentences lah. Yeah, I explain. Now this evaporator, we know that it generates chill water here. Yeah, chill water here. And then this chill water, yeah, by this chilled water pump will be pumps, yeah, rise through this pipe. Yeah, this pipe. Nanti we can call here, yeah, the burst pipe, yeah, or raised pipe. Yeah, here. Now this chill water, yeah, has its temperature around 60 degrees Celsius. Yeah, this one. And so this chill water will pump this chill water, yeah, through this pipe, raise through this here. Yeah, raise meaning because it is building has some levels, yeah, following this one. Yeah, and then goes to this AHU. This one, yeah. AHU is air handling unit. Yeah, this one. You enter here. In this air handling unit, yeah, it has, for example, yeah, cooling coil, and then also has filter, yeah, and also has blower here. Why? Because in the same time here, that this chill water enter this AHU, in the same time, it will absorb the heat air from this room. Yeah, let's say lah, this room will be cooled, and then in the same time, yeah, the blower blows the chill air in this room. Yeah, yeah. After finishing this process, okay, and then the chill water with the temperature higher than rise pipe here, yeah, rise is around 6 degrees Celsius, yeah, and then after process the temperature to be high, yeah, to be 12 degrees Celsius, for example. Yeah, this one. It will be flowed by this, yeah, this pipe we can call the second lah, the second pipe, yeah, or return pipe, yeah, here, yeah, for this one. And then the flow like this one, yeah, yeah, like this one, and then enter again this evaporator. But not overall, yeah, through this, yeah, what we can call here, maybe valve or compressor here, yeah, will be pushed into this condenser. Now, so by the condenser, the temperature, yeah, will be higher, yeah, to be higher, yeah, compare before. Yeah, and then still like the water paper here, and then by this condenser pump will be pumped goes to this cooling tower. This one will cooling tower. Yeah, cooling tower here. Enter here. Enter here. Now this cooling tower has function same like in our aircon in our room. Yeah, it is like outside installation. Yeah, or this one, and then it will push the heat air into surrounding, and then at the same time will produce the like the water paper drop here, blah 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 here, and then the water to be cool. Yeah, before is around 32 here. After enter this cooling tower, to be lower, to be is around 27 degree Celsius. And then goes to this condenser again. By this compressor will be compressed, enter this evaporator. And then this evaporator again will generate the chill water with the temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius. And then goes back to the AHU. This operation principle of this chiller or district cooling system, this one. Remember this one. Like this same, this one, I repeat again, when this chill water is generated by this evaporator with temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius, goes out or enter this rise pipe before this one, and then enter a handling unit to cool the room. After that finish, and then go out through this pipe, use the high temperature. It's around before around 32 degrees Celsius, and then goes to the cooling tower, and then don't back with the lower temperature, compare here, and then you through this pipe valve enter this evaporator again, and will be processed to be cooled or chilled water, and then back to the A handling unit. This one all the explanation detail as stated like this one. Okay. Now it is I have explained about the operation principle of cooling of the chiller. So I hope every student understand how the chiller can operate. How the district cooling system can operate to cool one city and the others. Faris Faiz, Akromaul, Aiman Now because we understand, like in PAU, there are some chiller, like in the block 1, and then counselor building, library, also. Nah, so, and then Dewan Kuliah, we have some chiller. Nah, so maybe perasan tak perasan student hanya guna saja, tapi ada dekat mana mungkin tak perasan, and also how the chiller can operate. Sometimes we cannot, kita boleh guna, tapi kita tak tahu macam mana how to the chiller can cool our room. Nanti Azamuddin, Haris, Aiman, mana ni? Akramul, Faris.
Yes, sir.
Boleh faham tadi? Saya explain. Mana tak faham?
Boleh,
tak faham? Faris?
Boleh, sir. Boleh, sir.
Faris?
Macam kat Dewan Ilmu.
Serius. Dekat Dewan Kuliah kan ada dekat tepi-tepi yang dia tutup Yang ni apa nama betul. Blok 1 pun ada. Yang besar tu lagi besar kansler bangunan. Yang tepi jalan juga itu. Kadang kita bangunan apalah, satu macam kotak itu kan. Kalau kita tak perasan. Nah itu ya. Nah itu. Nah so we want to analyze the detail part from the district cooling system or chiller. Starting from the evaporator. Because we know that the chill water flow through the pipe. Remember. In here. The chill water flow through the pipe. It is conducted by the compressor. Same like the aircon in our room. We have compressor, and then compressor is operated by the motor. Motor needs energy, and so we want to analyze the energy. How many input power is needed by the motor, and then related to the efficiency oil and also friction loss. Because chill water flow through the pipe. Now, so we want to analyze. Until today, we want to finish it until air handling unit. Okay, Aiman, Akramul, look at this slide. Look at this slide. We start here, evaporator. Why? Because this chilled water, generate here. And then here we can see here. I repeat again. This based on the chill water is generated by this evaporator. With temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius, and then it is flowed through this pipe. Imagine this line is pipe. Pipe through here. Through here. This pipe we can call the first pipe or rise pipe. This one. And then goes to the AHU. This one is a handling unit. How many handling unit depend. How many stay in the building, for example. Now let's say it is our room. This one is our room lah. The room that will be cooled. By this process all. After finishing, finishing for the time. Kalau kita we want to cool kan, during this operation, this room will cool. Now so the air will be reject lah to AHU again, and then through this pipe. Now this pipe we can call the return. This one is raised pipe. And then this one is a return pipe. Here. Now we want to know how the chill water can flow. Now so it can flow, because there is here chill water pump. Now this pump lah will flow this chill water through the pipe, from one part to the other part. Here. By this chilled water pump here. And then we can see, it is around lah after finishing to cool this room, the temperature here to be 12 degrees Celsius, and then enter again to this evaporator. Now through this pipe here, will goes to this condenser. Meaning same like in our aircon, this condenser will increase the temperature. Now so meaning temperature here, is higher than this one. And then enter or goes to this cooling tower. Kalau tadi tengok dia punya yang bangun kota-kota itu dekat kanseleri juga, atas dia ada macam inilah. Macam ini ada satu fan dekat atas dia juga, to push the heat water or heat air, from this cooling tower. And then at the same time will produce the evaporator water here, drop here and then collect to here. Meanings the water here, temperature is higher than this one. Than this one. Now, so again, by this condenser, water pump here will be compressed, will be pumped to this condenser. So overall also still helped by this compressor. This one is compressor. Compressor. This one. And then this compressor will operate because it is connected to the one motor. It is motor. Now this one. Now so we can see from here that the component of chiller consists of this one, compressor, evaporator, this one, and then a handling unit, this one, chill water pump here, condenser here, and then cooling tower here, condenser water pump here. Now this one, it is the all main component of one chiller here. Now so we want to look at block for the A handling unit, because in here we just put in here a block A handling unit. Now this one is A handling unit. It is pipe enter to this A handling unit, this one. I read again here like rice pipe enter here. And then the main component of this A handling unit consists of the first filter, cool coil here, blower here. Now so the chill water with the temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius here, enter here. And then in the same time, this part, it is our room that will be cool. Now here. Now so we'll observe the heat air from this room, and then in the same time this blower will blow the chilled air to this room, and then the heat air will be observed through this one, and then contain the other chill water here, and then goes back through this return pipe here. Now for this morning we want to discuss until here A handling unit, for the remove this filter using the electronic component, how many energy can be reduced, for this one. Okay, and then look at this physics of the chiller. Mananya kalau kita goes to the building, enter the building, now we can obtain the main component, like this one condenser. This condenser, if we cut this one, small tube here, and inside of this condenser, same this evaporator. Now so this one is evaporator, mean the chill water is generated here by this evaporator. Now so in the same time, this chill water will be flow through the rice pipe. Let's say like this one, enter above. Now this one. And then after that finish, go back to this condenser. Now this condenser. Condenser mean to increase the temperature of the water here, and then goes to the cooling tower, this one. Nah, Akraman, selalunya if we discuss over the power, the power can, it is electrical power, electrical power. In the SI unit, the unit is what, kan like that, like that, this one. In this chiller, we want to relate to this power. There is one term. The term we can call refrigeration time. This one ya, Akroman, Paris ya, refrigerantan. This refrigerantan is given by the term of cooling effect. This cooling effect. And the others we can call the chiller load. Chiller load. This one. Now, so the cooling effect of chiller is commonly expressed by refrigerantan. RT. Jadi kalau nanti selalu ada dalam soalan pun arti, nah itu meaning is refrigeration tan Akroman Nah, this one. Nah, so what is meaning of refrigerantan? Nah, so one RT, this one of cooling effect is defined as the rate of heat input required to melt 1 ton of ice in 24 hours period. Nah, so Akroman, we can imagine Akroman. If we have, kalau dia salji ke atau apalah yang menggumpal to be ice, and then the ice has height, or a weight is around 1 ton. Nah, so the 1 ton of ice will be melt. Will be melt in 24 hours. Nah, so how many heat is needed to melt this 1 ton of ice? This one is 1 RT. Nah, it is the definition of the 1 RT. Mean heat input needed to melt the ice is around 1 ton in 24 hours. This one. And this value is around this one 3.517 kilowatt. This one, understand here. Now, so or we can define that RT is equal to rate of heat gain in evaporator divided by 3.517. Now this one unit in kilowatt. This one. Now, so meaning Akroman because in here inside of this evaporator we want to generate chill air. Chill air. Now so this evaporator needs heat. Needs heat. To convert to generate the chill water. This one. Now so this one we can call also chiller load. Nah, so RT is equal to heat gain in evaporator divided by 3.517. This one. That is definition of the RT. Remember this one. Refrigeration ton. Because unit is given this one and also for the efficiency and COP after this. Okay, now we can see. Look at here. It is compressor and then the compressor is operated by this motor. Look here. It is compressor and this one is motor. Motor needs, I write here, needs electrical power. Or input power here. Remember motor has also efficiency. Motor efficiency. And between this motor, because rotor of the motor is coupled to this compressor. Let's say to move the piston. Like in this our aircon. Now so in here, we have the direct drive. Direct drive. Or we can show also like coupling. Now, so this direct drive has also efficiency. Yeah. Now, so after this, yeah, we have the input power for this compressor. Yeah, and then also the compressor has efficiency. Yeah, compressor efficiency. And then the last, this compressor has output power. Yeah, this one. Now, so during this process, yeah, when this motor operates to move this piston, let's say like I say the piston inside of this compressor. Yeah, now so the input power is needed by this compressor is given by this one. Yeah, now so it is multiplication of efficiency of the direct drive, yeah, and efficiency of the motor and input heat or input power of the motor, yeah, this one. Yeah. That's also, if you want to analyze this output power of this compressor, because from here to here, we have three types of this efficiency: motor, drive, direct drive, and also compressor. Now, so the output power of this compressor is multiplication of these three types of this efficiency and input power of the motor, or the input heat lah is given by this one, ya. Now here we want to discuss after this to analyze the all, because it is main function, ya, to move the chill water also, including the water pump, yeah, to move the chill water, yeah, from part of the pipe to the other part. Yeah, remember this one. We want to analyze for that. Okay, and then we want to analyze for the chiller efficiency. Yeah, chiller efficiency. I read first. Chiller efficiency is defined as the magnitude of electrical power consumed by the motor of compressor or chiller power consumption to produce 1 unit of cooling effect. Now this one, yeah. We know cooling effect is unit in RT here. Yeah, now so chiller efficiency in, now remember here, yeah, it is efficiency for the chiller, yeah. We know that efficiency without unit, because in here kilowatt per RT, yeah, although the RT can be converted to be kilowatt. Now so in this case we use this unit here, kilowatt per RT, for this efficiency. Now, chiller efficiency in kilowatt per RT is equal to electrical power consumed by the motor. Yeah, electrical power consumed by the motor of compressor in kilowatt over cooling effect produced in RT. Yeah? Now, so this one lah. Efficiency chiller is equal to chiller power consumption in kilowatt, yeah, divided by chiller cooling load in RT. Now, so before we mentioned that cooling effect. Now, so this cooling effect can be mentioned also as chiller cooling load here, unit in RT. Yeah? Now, so this one. Okay, and then after this, the term of chiller efficiency can be called also, yeah, as coefficient of performance, yeah, COP. Now, so in here that COP is equal to 1 over efficiency chiller. Yeah, this one. So it is equal to 1 over, yeah, chiller. Yeah, chiller power consumption, yeah, consumption in kilowatt over chiller cooling load unit in RT. Now, so or we can write in here chiller cooling load in RT over chiller power consumption. Consumption. Now, so in kilowatt. Now, so in here is RT. Now, this one. It is COP. COP is equal to 1 over efficiency of the chiller. Remember this one. Any question? Any question before we discuss about the example? Any question, Faris? Aiman? Haris? Muhammad Azamuddin?
Tak ada.
Faris? Ya. Kita ada juga. Faiz? Badrul? Any question, Badrul? Badrul?
Ya, sir. Question tak
Any
ada.
question, Badrul?
No.
No.
No question.
Akromol, no question juga. Mana ni? Nur Aina, Nur Saliha, Nur Faraha, Onggeng, Syarifah, Syami, Wan Alif, Wan Haizatul, Zulaikha. Ini memang 28 student aja nih, kok macam tak ramai nih hari ini. Ahmad Faiz?
Ya, betul.
Ada soalan?
Tak ada, betul.
Tak ada. Okeylah, kalau tak ada tengoklah dia ni. Example ya. Okay, simple one. A chiller operates 10 hours per day. And 350 days of 1 year. The average cooling load of chiller is 1000 RT. Present chill water supply temperature is 7 degrees Celsius. And the chiller efficiency is 0.51 kilowatt over RT. If the chill water supply temperature is increased to 8.5 degrees Celsius, calculate the annual energy and electrical cost saving. Assume that the chiller efficiency is improved 2% for every 1 degree Celsius increasing of the chiller water supply temperature, and electrical tariff is Rm 0.43 per kilowatt hours. This one. Now, so in this case, we want to reduce. In here lah, I can call also we want to reduce, or we want to shape the energy and also cost when the chiller operate from the one temperature to be higher. Now, so before this one, we want to answer it. I want to give one question lah. For example, mana Faris? Nah, Faris, kalau Faris ada dekat rumah Faris, ada aircon. Let's say lah, the first Faris dengan yang lain juga lah, Azamuddin. Azamuddin punya aircon, the first is operate for the temperature is around, for example lah, 17 degrees Celsius. For one day lah, for example, for one day. And then the other day, Azamuddin operates his aircon with temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Please understand which one needs higher energy, for the lower temperature or higher temperature. Azamuddin, Faris yang lainnya. I repeat again, when we operate the aircon with one temperature values, yeah, which one needs higher energy? Ya, electrical energy ya, or electrical power, same lah. Ya, which one is needed to, ya, electrical energy, in term of the electrical energy, which one is higher? Yeah, for the lower temperature or higher temperature?
Lower temperature.
Lower temperature meaning higher energy ya?
Yes, Ustaz.
Betul ya Faris ya? Ya, itulah dia ya. Betul ya, correct. Nah, so higher energy. When we want to reduce it, we can increase the temperature ya. Tapi ketika increase kan selalunya kalau kita reduce kan blower kan operate ya. When the operate the blower, the energy more is higher ya. Ya, compare the compressor not operate ya. Itu salah satunya, kita boleh tengok dia punya physical. Nanti this one is also same in this case. In this case, the chiller operate for the temperature 7 degrees Celsius. And then we want to reduce the temperature. But still, I think still can cooler the room. Terkadang kan kita masuk dalam bilik pun kalau sejuk sangat pun tak selesai juga kan macam itu ya. Nah itu. Nah, so from 7 degrees Celsius, we want to increase the temperature to be 8.5 degrees Celsius. Meaning here, when we increase the temperature, how many energy can be saved? How many electrical cost can be saved? Yeah, for this one. Okay, we can discuss it. Yeah, the first in here. Yeah, from here. Look at here. The average cooling load of chiller is 1000 RT. Now, so in here, 1000 RT is the chiller cooling load. Yeah, because remember ya, in here, because we want to remember in here, we want to find the energy. Yeah, before we know that the formulation for the power. Yeah, no, electrical power. Yeah, electrical power is equal to voltage multiply current lah, and then energy. Yeah, energy is equal to electrical power multiply time. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it is energy. Okay, and here before we have that relationship between electrical power and also efficiency and also RT is given by efficiency chiller is equal to power consumed by the motor. Let's say motor. In kilowatt divided by chiller cooling tower. Chiller cooling tower. In here. Now, so from here we can understand that power consumption by motor or chiller motor in kilowatt is equal to efficiency multiply cooling load. Cooling load. Now this one lah. After obtaining this here, we can calculate the energy. Power consumption multiply the time. The time is here. Because the question is annual energy. This one. Please understand it. Before the detailed explanation. It is the chiller cooling load here, and then present temperature or existing temperature here is given by 7 degree Celsius. And then we have the chiller efficiency from here 0.51 kilowatt per RT. Now this one from here. Power consumption kilowatt 0.5 kilowatt 0.51 kilowatt per RT. Yeah, here efficiency of the chiller. Yeah. Okay, and then we propose the increasing of the temperature is around 8.5 degrees Celsius. Yeah, this one. Now, so we propose chill water supply temperature to be 8.5 degrees Celsius. Now, so from 7 degrees Celsius to be 8.5 degrees Celsius, meaning we do one increment of chill water supply temperature. Yeah. Yeah, now so is equal to 8.5 minus 7 degrees Celsius. It is equal 1.5 degree Celsius. Ya. Nah, it is lah increasing of the temperature. Ya, 7 to be 8.5 degree Celsius. Okay, when we do the increasing of the temperature around 1.5 degrees Celsius, how many improvement of the efficiency? Now, so in the question is stated that the efficiency is improved by 2% per degree Celsius, meaning we have done the efficiency improvement is around this one, 1.5 degree Celsius multiplied 2% per degree Celsius. Only 3%. Yeah, we improve the efficiency. Yeah, only 3%. But 3% for 1 year. Kan banyak jimat juga itu ya. Nah, macam itulah. So the new chiller efficiency before, because it is in percent, nah 0.5 kilowatt per RT multiply 1 multiply minus 0.3 value here, or in here we can also write 0.51 kilowatt per RT minus, if you want to write it 0.51 kilowatt per RT multiply 3% or 0.03. Now we obtain this one lah, 0.45 watt kilowatt per RT. Now it is new chiller efficiency when we operate the chiller for the temperature around 8.5 degree Celsius. Yeah, this one, yeah. Okay, now we want to calculate the energy for annual. Yeah, for the annual meaning this all times. Yeah, time per year. Yeah, time per year. Because one day operate 10 hours and then in 1 year we have 350 days. Now, so the time for operation of the chiller 10 hours per day multiply 350 days per year. Now this one it is for the time. Yeah, for this case lah. And then electrical power here. Yeah, electrical power can be obtained from here. Yeah, meaning efficiency multiply cooling tower. Now so here we can see here this one is efficiency here. Yeah, efficiency, this one efficiency for 7 degrees Celsius and this one efficiency for 8.5 degrees Celsius obtained from here. Yeah, multiply cooling tower. Yeah, cooling tower here multiply 1000 RT. Yeah, and then multiply time. Yeah, multiply time for here. Yeah, for time is for 1 year. 10 hours per day multiply 350 days per year. Yeah. Now so we obtain this one lah for electrical energy saving in 1 years. Okay, because per kilowatt hours is 0.43 Rm. So we can obtain the annual electrical cost saving is the annual electrical energy saving multiply Rm 0.43 per kilowatt hours. Now, so the total electrical cost can be saved by the system is around 22,575 rm per years. Yeah, this one lah. Okay, understand? Any question?
No
Ada
question.
apa soalan? No, Faris. Zulaika? Nurain? Akramol? Nurfara? Onggeng. Nur Saliha? Mana nih semua nih? Adam Sakir? Ahmad Faris? Amir Hakim? Azian? Nur Fadila Sakina? Fadilin? Any question, Fadilin?
No, Doctor.
No. Okey lah kalau no, tengok ya. Lanjut ya. Okey. Kalau tak ada. Ya, tadi I have explained. Ya, I have explained. Ya, the first, this one. Evaporator. Yeah, when this evaporator generate the chill water, goes to the AHU. The chill water will goes back through this pipe. Through one pump here. This pump we can call also chilled water pump. This one. And then this water will be flowed through this compressor or pump here. Goes to the compressor. Compressor. Compressor will flow through this air, through the water, goes to the cooling tower. And then go back through this water pump. This water pump can be called, it is condenser. Condenser. Through this condenser water pump. Now so in here we want to see in terms of this water pump. In here we have two types of the water pump. The first is chill water pump. The second is condenser water pump. Now so in this chiller, we have two types of the water pump. The first in here we can call is chill water and then condenser here. Or we can see here also, it is detailed here, chill water, the first. The second here is condenser water pump. Chill water and then condenser water pump. The first we want to see the function of the chill water here. The function of the chill water pump. We know in here, to flow the chill water from the evaporator goes to the AHU and then go back through this pipe, enter this evaporator. And then also know in here condenser water pump, has function to flow the water, from the condenser goes to the cooling tower and then go back through this pipe, enter this condenser again. For this case, we want to discuss through these sentences lah. The first chill water here. The function of the chill water is to prove the primary force to overcome the pressure losses caused by the different component of chill loop and circulates the required amount of the chill water through the evaporator of chiller and cooling coil of AHU system. Now so meaning chill water here is installed between evaporator and AHU unit. Now so to flow to flow the chill water, flow through this pipe. Because the chill water flow through this pipe. Now so there are some type of the losses in terms of the, we can call also friction losses. This one, we want to discuss for detail this one. It is the chill water pump. And then the condenser water pump. This condenser water pump is installed between condenser here and cooling tower. Yeah, cooling tower here. Yeah, now so we read the function of condenser water pump is to overcome the associated pressure losses and circulate the required amount of condenser water through this condenser of chiller and cooling tower. Yeah, it is function of the condenser water pump. Shame, because the water here is flow through this pipe. Now, so when the water flows through this pipe, produce the friction losses. We want to discuss the detail also. This one. Okay, the first. Pipes, five, the total. Because here to here, and then here to here. The all pipe is passed by the water. How many meters the water run through the pipe? Now, so meaning follow lah the length of the pipe. Now, so during the water flow through the pipe, how many meters? The meters for the pipe. Now, so we have the friction losses for the pipe, for this one. Now, so the friction losses is given by this formulation, this one. So delta P friction is equal to F L over D multiplied P power 2 over 2G. Now, so F in here is Moody frictional motor. Factor here. And then L in here is length of pipe. D is inner diameter of pipe. P in here is apparent velocity of fluid. Water lah. And then G in here is gravity. This one. Now, apparent velocity, because the water flow through this pipe, and then pipe has correction area. Now, so the velocity of the fluid is given by this formula. P is equal to Q over A. Q is volume flow rate. How many number of volume? Per second. This one is flow rate of the fluid. This one. Now, so velocity is equal to flow rate of the fluid divided by cross-section area of the pipe. And remember, because the pipe is circle, cross-section area for the circle. This one. Okay, and then look here. Let's say like this one. Chill water flow through this one. Through this direct pipe. And then here is elbow, for example. Elbow pipe here. And then through here. And then maybe here. It is pipe also. But in here, this point, we have T junction. T junction. And also through here, we have the pulp. Pulp. For this process all, because from here to here, flow here, and then also here, we can analyze the friction for the pitting of the pipes. It is related to the how many number of elbow, how many number of pulp, how many number of T junction. The total we can obtain the friction. Okay, now so pressure losses for the pitting. The pitting here including elbow, T-joint, pulp, strain, and then pipe of the piping system can be given by this formulation. Is equal to CO multiply P power 2 over 2G. CO in here is loss coefficient of the pitting. each value can be revert from one table. This one lah after this Okay, this one. So the total friction losses can be given by this formula. So delta P total is equal to delta P friction plus delta P pitting multiply rho G. Rho is this one. Density of water 1000 kilogram per meter power 3. This one. Now so remember here friction friction when we refer after this when we refer this chart just calculate how many meter of the pipes and then multiply this one pressure drop when we use one type of the pipe in terms of the inner diameter. After this we want to discuss for example this one. Okay, after that we can see here when this water flow through this rise pipe enter this cooling tower, and then remember here the cooling tower has head of open section or cooling tower for this one vertical head vertical head HCT how many meters here the head. So the head multiply the rho G. Now we can call also as static pressure head of the cooling tower. This one given by this one delta P static is equal to vertical head of the cooling tower multiplied by rho G. Rho is water density is given by 1000 kilogram per meter power 3. Okay, now so all this one this process meaning chill water flow through all the pipe inside of the pipe, it is conducted by the compressor here also, and then this compressor is operated by this motor. Now so how many energy, how many power is needed to operate this all? Now so it's given by this one. Now so when this pump motor also here, now so the motor needs input power. Now so the input power of the motor is given by this one. Is equal to Q delta P total over efficiency motor, efficiency coupling, efficiency pump Okay, this one. Now so in here Q is flow rate unit in meter cubic per second. Delta P total we have to find the total pressure losses for the length of the pipe, for the pitting of the pipe, elbow, T-junction, string, valve, and also for the tower, cooling tower. After that we can calculate the motor input. This one. Okay, and then we have the one chart. We can call the chart of friction losses. The chart contain volume flow rate for the horizontal axis. It is a unit in the liter per second. Look here, the unit is liter per second. SI meter cubic per second. Flow rate. Flow rate Q. In here unit liter per second. Now so should be compared to liter per second when we use this chart. And then look at for this line. This line. It is the type of pipe in terms of inner diameter. How many inner diameter for the pipe that used by us? Now so please refer which one is it, and then how many flow rate, and then goes to the one type of the pipe, and then goes to left side. We can obtain the pressure drop in PA Pascal per meter. And then how many meter for the length of the pipe should be multiplied. We can obtain the pressure losses, the total for the length of the pipe. Yeah, this one. Okay, and then from here, yeah, because before we have also the type of the friction fitting of the pipe. Yeah, for example, for the elbow, for the T junction, for the straight. Now, so we can refer value of the CO, yeah, friction value, yeah, refer from here. Yeah, based on this one, how many inner, and then refer lah what type of the elbow. In here we have the three type of the elbow, and then pulp, what type of the pulp here. Okay, three line, and also, and then little bit long radius. Now also can be refer. Yeah, now so to obtain the value of CO, yeah, for this table. Okay, example. Yeah, before we discuss about the example, any question? Any question? Any question for discuss for this one?
Tak ada, Doktor.
Tak ada. Tadi tak ada juga. Akramol. Nur Fadlin.
Tak ada doktor.
Aina.
Untuk pressure losses tu kena cari semua kan?
Ya, ketika kita we want to find the value of the input motor, kena cari semua. Kalau kita mau calculate the input motor ya. Tapi kalau kena cari misalnya saja friction apa yang pada ya cukuplah itu saja. But if the question calculate the input power needed to operate the all system, kiralah semua. Ya, Ahmad Faiz ya. Oke, Ahmad Faiz. Oke, yang lain? Yang lain? Haris?
Tak ada saya.
Tak ada. Kalau tak ada, lihatlah nih. Contoh example ya. Okay, look at. Cooling water is supplied at a rate 500 meter cubic per hours. Look here. So this one is flow rate of the chill water. Yeah, is equal to 500 meter cubic per hours. Yeah, in SI meter cubic per second ya. We can convert it to be meter cubic per second. After that, when we refer this table, the unit liter per second. Also, we convert meter cubic per hours to liter per second ya. Pressure losses, ya pressure loss across the heat exchanger, ya is 7 meter of water. Ya for the exchanger, for the heat is 7 meter. We also calculate in terms of the friction losses. The diameter and total length of the pipe are 250 millimeter and 150 meter. It is for the inner diameter, and this one is for the length of the pipe. The piping system consists of 6 fully open gate pipes. So in here, we have the total of pulp is 6. Now, so if we refer here, let's say like this one, we have the 6 pulp. Yeah. And so refer, this one. Now we have the 6 pulp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yeah, this formulation there should be multiply also 6 yeah, it follow this one. Because it is general formula for the each fitting, elbow can, T-junction 10, pulp can also, yeah. Because the number of the pulp is 6, should be multiplied 6. And then 2 strains, yeah, 2 strainers. So should be multiplied 2 also, yeah. And 90 degree standard elbows. We have the standard elbow is 20. Now, so meaning when we refer this table, yeah, for example lah, after this, yeah, The diameter is 250 millimeter. So 250, which one is it? This one. This row, yeah? This row. And then the type of the elbow is 90 degree standard elbow. Yeah, 90 degree standard elbow. This one. Now, so it is value for the CO, yeah? After this. For example, the loss coefficient of strain is H. Yeah, the strain H. The efficiency of pump, coupling, and motor 0.6, 0.98, and 0.8 respectively. Now it is efficiency of the pump. Yeah, this one is given by the pump. Yeah, the efficiency of the pump. It is efficiency of the coupling. This one efficiency of the motor. Ya, because ya tadi siapa tadi tanya? Paris siapa? The question we want to find the input motor. So we have the all type of the efficiency here. Ya, key given also. Now so this one lah we want to find the total friction losses. Yeah. Estimate the total heat. This one ya, the total heat and input power to the motor or pump to maintain the flow. Nah, ini this one. Estimate the total heat. Inilah the total P delta P friction. Apa dia punya simbol tadi? Total, ya P total saja. Delta P total. Ya, delta P total sama dengan delta P friction. Ya, nanti tambah dengan delta P pitting. Ya, pitting ini banyak macam ya. Nanti kita cari juga gate pulp and then elbow plus delta P mana tadi? Exchanger. Ya, delta P exchanger. Ya, exchanger. And then delta P cooling tower. Ada kan cooling tower tadi? Berapa tinggi dia? Oh ini, tinggi dia dalam gambar. Cooling tower. Nah ini ya, inilah mau kita cari. Friction ini nanti kita cari panjang dia 150 multiply berapa PA per meter. Ya. Nah itu. Ya, now so look at the first we want to compute value of Q. Ya, Q meter cubic per hours to be meter cubic per second. Why? Because following this one. If we use this formula, Q unit in meter cubic per second, ya, remember this one, SI, all the SI. And also, we have 500 meter cubic per hours. Remember, 1 hours equal 3,600 second. So when we compare meter cubic per second, so hours is equal to 3,600 second. This one. Now, so we obtain the value flow rate in meter cubic per second is 0.139. And then because we want to use this chart for the horizontal axis, the unit in liter per second. So meter cubic per second should be converted to be liter per second. Yeah, 1 meter cubic, remember, 1 meter cubic is equal to 1,000 liter, ya. This one. Maknanya, let's say lah kalau dekat rumah ada bak, dia punya volume dalam bak itu 1 meter cubic. Ada kita punya, apa namanya, gayung atau apa. Dia punya size dia 1 liter. Jadi akraman masukkan 1.000. Itulah akan penuh 1 meter cubic. Ya, itu ya. Nah, so 0.139 meter cubic per second compared to be liter per second. Yeah, because 1 meter cubic is equal to 1,000 liter. Now, so this one should be multiplied 1,000 liter per second. Is equal to 139 liter per second. Yeah, now so if you want to find the velocity, you're following this formula. Velocity is Q over A. Q in here is SI, meter cubic per second. A is cross-section area. Because of the shape of the pipe, is circle. Now, so the cross section area of the circle, following the cross section area, because now the cross section area of the pipe following the cross section area of the circle is given by PD power 2 over 4. D is inner. Inner is given diameter is 250 millimeter. That is one. It is given. D is equal to 250 millimeter. In meter should be 0.25. Substitute here. We obtain the A is 0.049 meter power 2. This one. Now, so the velocity is given by Q over A is equal to Q. Please take the unit in SI, meter cubic per second. So 0.1339 over A, 0.049 here. We obtain 2.837 meter per second. It is velocity, the velocity of the chill water flow through the pipes. The velocity is 2.837 meter per second. This one. Now we want to look for the friction loss. For the pipe length is 150 meters. Now so we obtain the flow rate here in unit 139 liter per second. If refer the chart here, 139 is here. 139 is here. 139. It is 139 liter per second. And then because our inner diameter of the pipe is 250 millimeter, we look for 250 millimeter for the inner diameter. This one is 200 and this one is 250. Now, so this line, we refer this one. From the Q, 139 here, drag until arriving this line. Stop. And then goes to the left side here. We obtain the pressure drop is around 228 PA per meter. We obtain here for the delta P friction with the length of the pipe 150. Per meter. Now so for 150 should be multiplied 150 meters. Look here. So the friction losses should be multiplied L or 220. This one 220. It is 220. 220. 220. 220 PA per meter multiply 150 meters. We obtain 33,000 PA or 33 KPA here. It is for the friction losses for the pipe with the length of 150 meters. Can you remember this one? Okay, this is the first. Tadi siapa? Paris. Azlin apa siapa yang tanya? After that, we want to find the pitting. We have a lot of part of the pitting. The first for the pulps and the second strain, and then after that elbow. This one. The first we want to find the pulp. How many pulp we need? Following this one we have 6. So the formula, this one should be multiplied 6. And then value of the CO for the pulp, look here. 0.06. Refer the table. Pulp. Get pulp here. When here, we obtain here. So it is CO for the pulp, 0.06. So this one should be multiplied 0.06. Rho is 1000 and P is given by this one. 2.837. Yeah, divided by 2. We obtain here 1.45 kilopascal. Yeah. And then for the strainer, yeah, we have number of strainer is 2. Yeah. Strainer 2, and then coefficient of the strainer 8. So this one 2 multiply 8 multiply 1000, 2.837 power 2 over 2. We obtain here. And then after this, how many number of elbow? Following this question, we have the number of elbow is 20. And then we want to find the CO for the 90 degree standard elbow. Following this table. Yeah, when we have this one, and then elbow here, so CO for the elbow is 2.25. 2.25. Now, so this one, the elbow, 0.25. The all same, yeah? We obtain here. And then for the exchanger and then the cooling tower, we use this formula. Yeah, this one. Exchanger for the head is 7. The 7. So 7 multiply 1000 multiply gravity 9.81. We obtain 68.7 kPa. And the last for the friction losses for the cooling tower. We have the head of the cooling tower is 4 meter. Refer this figure. Yeah, this one. So 4 meter multiply water density 1000. We multiply the egg here. Which one is it? Yeah, just 4 meter and then 1000 here. Multiply gravity. We obtain here. So the total P, yeah, is equal to total from here. Here plus here plus here plus here plus here plus here. Yeah, now so we obtain this one. Yeah, it is the total delta P total. You understand? Okay, now so after this, we want to calculate the motor input. The motor input can be calculated using this formula. Yeah, using this formula. Now so motor input is equal to flow rate unit in meter cubic per second, delta P total over motor efficiency, coupling efficiency, pump efficiency. Yeah? Now so from here, we can calculate the input motor is given by this one. Q unit in meter cubic per second. Refer here. This one, yeah? 0.139. 0.139. And then delta P total from here. Yeah, this one. And then efficiency motor, efficiency coupling, efficiency pump, refer from the question here. All. Yeah. So the last we obtain the input motor is given by 27. Yeah. But please check any point, or I think this one is point. 27.03 kilowatt. 67. Yeah, 67.03 kilowatt. Yeah, this one. Okay, any question? Any question? Fadlin? Faiz? Akromon? Nuraina? Faris? Mana nih? Azamuddin?
Tak ada.
Tak ada juga Faris. Oke, kalau tak ada kita habiskan sampai A handling unit lah ya. Sorry ya, saya agak laju nih ya. Look at this A handling unit. Yeah, before I have explained. Yeah, it is enter the chill water from the res 5 here. And then we have the filter here. Oh, this one is damper. Ya, yang boleh buka tutup. Yeah, and then filter. And this one is cooling coil, blower. Yeah, this part is room. Yeah, room. Yeah, to be cool. Yeah, and then after finishing to cool here, yeah, the chill water will be blown through the here is return 5. Yeah, here. So we can see here for the A handling unit consist of the fan here, and then cooling coil here, filter here, and damper here. So if it is filter, we want to change to be electronic device. How many efficiency, how many energy can be saved? Following this example. For the example here, a handling unit fan consumes 16 kilowatt of power and delivers air at a rate of 15 meter cubic per second. Presently, media filter of 70 PA pressure drop is used in the system. The total pressure drop include the media filter of the A handling unit system is 550 PA. Calculate the achievable fan power saving if the media filter is replaced with an electronic air cleaner, which has a negligible pressure drop. Present air flow rate and efficiency required to be maintained after replacing the media filter with the electronic air cleaner. This one, Meaning, in the air handling unit, the first device use this filter, and then this one will be replaced to be electronic air cleaner. Air cleaner. When this media is replaced to be electronic air cleaner, how many energy can be saved? So when the first consume 60 kilowatt here, and then flow rate, flow rate from here to here will be maintained before and after replacing this electronic air cleaner. This one, flow rate, this one, 50 meter cubic. I give symbol here. 1 is for the filter, 2 is for the electronic air cleaner. So flow rate same before and after replacing. And then the pressure drop media filter 70 PA following this question. So the initial total is given by this one, 550 PA. So from here, 550 and 70, we obtain the total pressure drop as replacing media filter is given by this one. It is delta P2. Friction, this one is friction. So from here, the total pressure drop for the replacing media filter to be electronic air cleaner, delta P2, we can find the energy or power needed when we replace to be electronic air cleaner. The first following this formulation. Azmana? Here. But it is just motor because it is in the AHU. Or pen. And then efficiency same before and after. So Q is maintained also same. So from here we can write. We can write that. Before here I write here. Input power, when we use the filter, divided. Input power when we use the electronic air cleaner is equal to Q1 multiply delta P1 over efficiency 1 divided by efficiency 1 divided by Q2 multiply delta P2 over efficiency 2. Remember for here, Ya, Q1 is equal to Q2 ya. Following this one also. Given. And then also efficiency. Here is mentioned efficiency required to be maintained. Yeah, maintain here meaning efficiency 1 is equal to efficiency 2. Yeah, so efficiency 1 is equal to efficiency 2. Meaning from here can be cut. So we can write delta P1 over delta P2, delta W1 over W2 is equal to delta P1 over delta P2 here. Now, so when we want to find the W2 for the blower, for the fan, when the media is replaced to be electronic air cleaner is equal to W1 multiply WP2 over delta P1 ya, here ya. And this one it is same for this case. Yeah, now so W1 is following this one ya. 16 kilowatt or 1000 or 16,000 watt ya, 16,000 watt. So 16,000 multiplied delta P2 here 480 PA, and then WP1 here 550. Now so we obtain the W2 is this one ya, 13,963.64 watt ya, this one. Now so the input power can be saved is given by this one, the W1 minus W2. So W1 before here 16,000 minus 13,963.64. Now so the value of the input power can be saved is 1,036.36 watt ya. Okay? Yeah, this one. Okay, any question for this all?